The forest cover has come down to 8% now on this planet. So we have stopped absorbing this carbon dioxide because there is no chlorophyll to do this job. So this carbon dioxide sink, the forests are disappearing just to make for you coffee and tea. So it's not only you becoming sick, the whole planet is becoming sick because you are all drinking coffee and tea. Please, for heaven's sake, stop drinking coffee and tea. It's not as simple as it looks that you drink coffee, you are okay, and you are becoming weak and weak because your nerves are getting debilitated because of this caffeine. Not only your nerves, the whole planet is getting debilitated. Here is the link. So what it means is that you have to produce something very easily without water being disturbed. So the least amount of water if you use, and those are the grains that we should live on. Lo and behold, here are the 5 grains that use the least amount of water. To produce 1 kilo of these grains, you need only 200 liters of water. And these are the wonderful grains called millets in English because they are very small, one reason. And it so happens when this stupid industrial world started producing this wheat and rice, in the mills, these grass seeds were coming in between. So these are all useless things, piglet, booklet, chicklet, like that they call it millet. And they don't know wonderful things. There are many different things they call all of them grouped together. They don't want to even bother to know. So please stop using the word millet also. They are not millets. They are wonderful things because they use the least amount of water to be produced. And after being produced, if you eat these grains, because the way it is produced, these are called C4 foods. The reason being, they consume the least amount of water to produce glucose in the biochemical physiological processes, because their thing starts on C4 unit, not on C3, just like rice and wheat are wonderful, wonderful physiological variation. That's what makes it these grains to be grown. Even if there are 4 grains, that's enough. So you cannot add any fertilizer. It doesn't matter. Fertilizer is there or not, it will grow. That much for sure. So it doesn't care whether you have fertilizer or even if you put, it doesn't matter. It doesn't grow more than that. And that is the wonderful thing of these grains. So you can grow them very easily. And how does it work? These grains, God makes them in much more beautiful fashion. Very small in nature, very small. In fact, out of these 5 grains, there is a millet called little millet. Name itself is little. Called Same, Sama in Hindi. Same in Tamil. You dump all the carbohydrate in one shot. That means in 15-20 minutes, the whole blood is flooded with glucose. So if you eat 100 grams of idli or dosa or chitrana or puliyogre, whatever, everything is rice. You just change the color and call different names. But when you eat 100 grams of rice, you are pumping in approximately 30 to 35 grams of glucose all at a sudden. As if it is not enough, our Shah Rukh Khan says drink Pepsi. Amir Khan says Coke. No, I am coming from top, thumbs up, Salman Khan. All these Khans are not selling Pepsi or Coke. They are selling 45 grams of sugar in 100 ml of water. The reason is we want alcohol to be produced. Millions of hectares of sugar cane is produced. In the name of producing sugar, we are producing molasses. So, Honda companies are doing this, and we are all thinking they are producing sugar. And you don't want sugar, a single molecule, because that is the last thing we produce in our digestive canal. Sugar is the penultimate product. Once sugar is there, it will give you glucose and fructose, and it is glucose which is being flooded. And you only need 5 grams of glucose in your blood, 5 liters of blood. If it is more, The body is confused. What do I do with so much glucose? This coffee, Pepsi, idli, dosa, 2 times, 4 times. Totally you are loading your body per day 150 grams of glucose. What all you need is approximately 20 to 30 grams. Because if you want to expend these 5 grams of glucose, that means if you want to burn 5 grams of glucose in your living cells, you need to walk each liter to be dislodged of glucose, minimum 15 minutes each and every person should walk. So to get rid of 5 grams, you need to walk 1 hour 15 minutes, say approximately 1 hour. So how much you have? 150 grams. So how much you should walk? 30 hours. How many hours do we have? How many hours are we walking? Now you understand the problem? You have problem of glucose. So much. So what do I do? Liver says, no problem, don't worry. I have a mechanism, I will produce glycogen. So what do? If a lot of papers have fallen apart, you just make a file. So the file is glycogen. It's another complex carbohydrate. So ಆಯಿತು, ಒಂದು ಫೈಲ್ ಆಯಿತು, ಎರಡು ಫೈಲ್ ಆಯಿತು, still there is. So what do we do with these files? You pack them and put it in a box, and that is your fat, kobo. So you started bulging. Ubakaya, obesity anta another disease. So when there is extra glucose, you either make obesity or what do? I cannot make fat because the metabolism is not very good in my body. So I will make cholesterol. So there is metabolism which can make cholesterol. So cholesterol is also needed for us. So I will make some more cholesterol. Cholesterol, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಯಿತು. So I will make triglycerides. So glycerol anta ಒಂದು molecule ಇದೆ. If I add 3 glucoses, it becomes triglycerides. So I will make some triglycerides. Oh, I will have some rheumatic necessary is there, some ESR. Oh, I will make some of it. So now the body is finding emergency. I have to do something with this glucose. What is the wrong with having excess glucose is, this glucose starts absorbing water from each and every cell, because that is the nature of sugar. You put some amount of sugar here, within 2 hours, even water there is in the air, it will start absorbing. So if that happens, I have to start drinking a lot of water. So one day is okay if I drink water, but again so much sugar. So this should not happen. So the body is trying feverishly to get rid of this glucose from blood. And so pancreas, I am here, I can produce insulin so that this glucose is not in the blood. I will just suck it away in some cell or the other. I will push it. So insulin goes and knocks at each and every living cell. Hey, open the door, I have a lot of glucose, push it inside. So after going inside, glucose looks. No oxygen is not burning because already ATP is there. I am not walking. So it stays there for some time, slowly seeps out of the cell. Again back in the blood. The insulin, I just left you inside and nothing happened. So I came back. So what do I do with you? So I have done cholesterol, I have done triglycerides, I have made fat. Everything is happening. I already have fat. So what do I do? Just tap it onto the walls of these blood vessels. So you started having the blood flow getting slower. Oh, you have BP. Come on, take that. So did any doctor tell you it's because of the sugar you have BP? No. If you eat tenginkai, you get cholesterol. This is what doctors have been telling all along. It is the sugar, it is the rice, it is the wheat that is dumping lot of glucose in your blood, that is cause for your cholesterol, triglycerides, obesity, your sandhivata, the bone. Oh, your bones are arigipotunnayi, తీసేస్తాం. So the real reason, no doctor wants to talk to you. They want to manage. So if I were to tell you, don't eat rice, don't eat wheat, don't drink milk, don't take sugar, ಏನು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಇನ್ನೇನು ತಿನ್ನಬೇಕು? ವಾಟ್ ಡು ಐ ಈಟ್? ಯು ಆರ್ ಟೆಲಿಂಗ್ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಈಟ್, ಡೋಂಟ್ ಈಟ್, ಡೋಂಟ್ ಈಟ್, ಡೋಂಟ್ ಈಟ್. Nothing else is there. You see, the sad story is there are 100 varieties of these grains in the world, and all have become extinct because these companies have systematically sitting in the boardrooms day by day, year by year, eliminated all these wonderful grains. Period. This is the sad story of science for me. So when I realized this 28 years back, so these are wonderful grains, and you know, these are called foxtail millet, corallo. It's also called Italian millet. That means in and around Italy, this grain used to grow, lot of it, and people were eating this. In fact, brown top millet, also called American millet. In American continent, whole open fields were grown by this grass. In Japanese, the Japanese millet is barnyard millet called Udalu in Telugu. And kodo millet in Himalayan belt, the whole over Himalayan belt, China and all that areas, everywhere kodo millet was grown. Even today, some tribals called Hindu are eating this little millet, kodo millet, and they have not got a single disease till today. They have been there for millennia. And why does this happen? Because these grains, because of their arrangement of fiber and carbohydrate, releases carbohydrate, that is digested carbohydrate in the form of glucose, very slowly and steadily. And this they call glycemic index. The lowest is for all these 5 grains. That means glucose enters your blood in a very slowly and steady fashion. There is a regulation of glucose which is actually the key point for your health. That means if you release, you want glucose. If you don't have glucose, you will fall. But you have more glucose, you have more problems. That means what is health? It is the regulated release. The controlled release of glucose is the essence of being healthy. That means the liver is not pressed, the pancreas is not pressed, the thyroid is not pressed to do all hurry-burry metabolic activities. It has time. Take it easy. No problem, because the glucose is not pumping in a flood. 2 grams, 3 grams, another 5 grams, another 5 grams. So every 2 hours you have release of glucose. But then what our doctors are telling, eat 2 hours, another 2 hours, another 2 hours, another 2 hours. But God has done that already for you. You don't need every 2 hours. Every 2 hours you need to release glucose. And that's what God has done for you. Come on, clap. So the job is done. So 20 years ago I figured this out and said, so now if I have to cure this stupid diabetes, this stupid cancer, this stupid BP, this stupid triglyceride, they're all names for me. I care 2 hoots, whatever disease you have, doesn't matter. Write down. Make your files. 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 8 tablets. Doesn't matter. Just come. Stop eating all this nonsense. Start eating these wonderful grains. Lo and behold, 3 months, 6 months, or maximum 2 years. I don't know what it is. You can write in your envelope and keep it closed. After 2 years, go and check. And if there is any disease left, then come to me. I will cure it. Because now we know what disease is. Now we know what health is. Till now, there have been millions of books written on these diseases, but no one talked about how to be healthy. Do you want to be healthy? Yes. Don't drink milk. Don't drink coffee. Don't drink tea. Don't drink plastic water. Don't eat plastic dosa. What is plastic dosa? Non-stick dosa. After 3 months you change the pan because it is no more working as non-stick. Where did this sticky, non-sticky material go? Each dosa you're eating, some amount of it is gold. Plastic idlis. As if it is not enough, we are giving ಈ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಹೋಗೋದು ಸಾಲದು ಅಂತ ಡೈಪರ್ ಕೆಳಗಡೆಯಿಂದನು the young boys and girls, because they urinate, you put the diapers. 24 hours diapers. Why diapers for babies? Even elders are using because they cannot control urine. If they walk, urine drops. If they cough, urine drops. If they smile, urine drops. There is $18 billion business. They have capital and let plastic bag onto the side. As I was saying, you have attached bathrooms now. In fact, in Japan, attached beds are there. You press the button, throw toilet. You close the button. Can you believe you have toilets in the bedrooms? Just can't understand this. But no one seems to have any problem in thinking that we can have attachment. Bedroom ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಟಾಯ್ಲೆಟ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಕಕ್ಕ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಅಲ್ಲೇ ನಿದ್ದೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. And we think we are all very hygienic. So if you are healthy, you should hold your urine for 2-3 hours, no problem, nothing to worry. So if you sleep in the night, you wake up once in the morning at 4:30 or 5. So understand what health is. Then you have no problems in following how to get health. And the sad story is, it is such a sad story. One of my friends from California calls me just recently, 10 days back. Hey Khadar, నేను ఇండియాకి రావాలనుకున్నా, అప్ప ఇప్పటికి బుద్ధి వచ్చింది, రారా బాబు. I want a house. I said 3 BHK, 2 BHK. No. I want a house. He said, full house. ఎంత డబ్బులు రా, 2 కోట్లు అయినా పర్వాలేదు. కానీ ఒక్క విషయం రా, జ్ఞాపకం ఉంచుకో, పక్కనే ఒక హాస్పిటల్ ఉండేట్టు చూడు. Then he wants a hospital very close by, because he is scared. What? I asked why. So I have diabetes, I have thyroid, I have BP, I actually had already undergone some stents, 1 or 2 stents are there. So anything can happen, I just need a hospital here. See, this is how people are. He has crores of rupees. Maybe you are 50,000 crores per month you can make. The same disease is threatening people who cannot make 500 rupees per day. Maybe you are RSS fellow, Brahmin, Muslim, Dalit, doesn't matter. Everyone is infected with these diseases because I have tribals having diabetes, young boys and girls. Tribals having mouth cancer because they are using this tobacco, alcohol. So the whole world doesn't care because we are using 28% of our agricultural land for this, producing this so-called addictive units, caffeine, tobacco, nicotine, drugs, real drugs. In fact, California has lost the underground water, which is equivalent to state of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana together, put that much square kilometer area, underground water is lost just to produce wheat. See, we are just squandering left and right all the natural resources just to make coffee, tea, smoking materials and drugs. Can you believe how stupid can we get? And all in the name of science and development. And this is the real sad story. Oh, biotechnology will produce this, will produce that. What are you producing? So the real thing can only be obtained from nature in natural means, and that's how you live. So if you have brains, produce food that is good for life. So if science is against life, it is no more science. So it's high time we define things are the way they are. So food, if you eat, you don't need medicine. So if you eat something and if you want to keep consuming medicines, that's not food anymore. So what all we need to do? We have these wonderful grains, fiber from the center, so you need to soak these grains. Because if you do not soak, the fiber does not get cooked. So, oh, I ate koralu, oh, body heat out. Because you don't know how to cook. Because माँ नहीं चाहिए, बाप नहीं चाहिए, 2 मिनट में नूडल बनता है, अमिताभ बच्चन कम से. So when we have such wonderful statements, how can women cook in the house? See what these guys have done for you. Amitabh Bachchan's, Virat Kohli's, Dhoni's, these people keep coming one after the other. They're selling all these nonsense things to you and to your kids. And these guys are experts, icons. Sunday ya ande, how ande, oh, Tendulkar. Use Colgate, you are strong, get 3%. Oh, calcium comes and tapak akchukundu antukundu. All in the name of science. So please, wake up. Wake up. So we have to be woken up. Please wake up. You are all in deep slumber, not good sleep, because you are all addicted. Addicted to rice, addicted to wheat, addicted to sugar, addicted to milk, addicted to coffee, addicted to tea, addicted to alcohol, addicted to these so-called oils. Please, 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 for heaven's sake, if not for your sake, the next generations have to live on this planet. Leave something for them. So let's start living. Let's start living. Don't think I'm dreaming. Tomorrow you'll go and stop drinking coffee and tea. I know it takes time. But if I have made you think, my job is done. I know someday or the other, if not all of you, half of you will change, and then you will spread the news. And cooking is no issue. Once you soak, you can make any of your cherished items. Chitrana, palau, puliyogre, everything is fine. Don't worry. You can eat all your pickles you want. There's nothing wrong with your pickle. In fact, pickles are the best form of cancer protecting agents for you. But don't eat too much of it. So you eat your avakaya, you eat your lemon pickle, tair sadam, no problem. Don't believe these doctors. Uppinkaya do not give you BP. Please eat well, eat right, live well, live happy, and it is very much possible. So, making machines and missiles will not bring peace and joy to us. Growing trees and millets will. Thank you very much.
ఇది ఏదైతే యాంటీబయాటిక్స్ తర్వాత స్టెరాయిడ్స్ ఇచ్చినటువంటి మిల్క్ వల్ల ఏదైతే ఎక్కువ ప్రొడక్ట్ చేస్తున్నారో అది అట్లా కాకుండా దేశీ ఆవు కానీ ఇట్లాంటివి ఏమైనా వాడొచ్చా?
The question he asked is, is there difference between desi milk and videshi milk? Whatever. Just to distinguish I am talking. So someone called A2 milk, A1 milk. Nati hasu, Jersey hasu. All this means one and the same. But it doesn't matter. The difference is that there is a lot of difference between the milk of natural cow and this genetically modified cow, because you also have externally added hormones and antibiotics and growth hormones. But In the natural cow's milk also, cow's milk is produced by nature by cow to take care of the needs of the growing calf. And the needs of human baby are absolutely different. In 6 months, our babies grow this much. In 6 months, the cow grows. So you just think the amount of the same steroids. Maybe the difference is in this cow's milk it is 1 unit if you say, in this cow's milk it is 100 or 1000. But we don't need even this 1 unit because what we need is 0.001 unit. You understand? So that point, and just think of it. Where do you produce? Okay, this is the technical point. And the practical point is, these naughty cows cannot give you more than 1 liter or 1.5 liter. So now if you don't allow the cow to drink, the calf to drink, what happens to the calf? So what it means is it is producing 1.5 liter for the calf. That means that much amount is needed for that poor calf. So after it drinks, there may be some left over. At the most you will have 1/4 liter or chataku mikiru. So that's why in our country, olden days, whatever little milk is left, it is curdled. You put todu, curds, and then overnight it becomes curds. So whatever hormones, whatever chemicals are there, completely fermented, and you have lactobacillus all over in your curds. So the lactobacillus is actually the bacteria that inhabits your gut, from esophageal to this. And in fact, that is the source of your online first-line immunity. Whether you are in India, whether you are in America, whether you are an Eskimo, still you have lactobacillus only in your tummy. You understand what is happening here? So, taking curds, and how much curds you have? Chataku curds. So, I have 10 people in my family. What do? I just pour water, make छाछ. So अभी भी नॉर्थ में कभी होटलों में लिखा है दाल बाटी छाछ, दाल बाटी दूध नहीं है. Another thing, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಏನು ಕದ್ದಿದ್ದಾನೆ? ನಮ್ಮ ಚಿನ್ನಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣ. He is thief of butter, not thief of milk. Nowhere in our literature Krishna is depicted as thief of milk. If he wanted, he can just go and put his mouth and drink. To all these called cow herder, गोपाला. क्या है? एक दिन भी, एक बार भी ये नहीं किया. So what does that mean? God is telling you, don't drink milk, steal butter.